Hello everybody, welcome to Anna with Plants. My name is Anastasia, this is Luca, and thank you for joining us for another video. In today's video, we are going to be doing a mishmash of things, all Hoya related. First of all, I want to make some announcements. We'll do an unboxing and then we'll trellis some Hoyas, and then we'll do an update of the prop box that I built for my Hoyas. So, Luca has his possum squeaky toy. In case you hear any squeaks, I'm sorry, that's what that is. Let's go ahead and do the unboxing, which kind of leads into the announcements that I want to make. The quick backstory on these two packages is that Sansi reached out to me and asked if I would like to become a partner with them and receive some product. And because I've used their grow lights before and enjoyed them, I thought, why not? So I will go ahead and put the coupon code, that is a commission-based code, onto the screen right here. It's Anna Plants, and I believe at the time of the video, this code gets you 32% off of any of their products through their website. So I'll go ahead and put the website and my coupon code down below. Now, as for the two products that they sent me, I chose these two because I want to do a decor project coming up really soon. And so I thought that these two would be really good for that. So I don't know what product is in which box. So we're just gonna go ahead and open one of these here. Okay, so we have the first one. Let's open her up. This is just what it looks like. Just says LED grow light on it. Has little pamphlets, warranty certificate. Yeah, I think these are the puck lights actually. And this is good because it seems like there's two of them. I wasn't sure which one they were going to send. My idea, and we might have to see how far these stretch. I'm not quite sure I'll be able to make it happen, but essentially this is what they look like. They come with adhesive and then you just mount them on a surface. You can do it under cabinets or in like a cubby hole area that's kind of hard to put a normal hanging grow light in. And in case you guys forgot, this is my TV area, and I have these two areas that kind of like go back in the wall, and I really wanted to put some grow lights on the very top of them so I can then display my plants in each compartment. So I'll go ahead and add some clips of what it is now. It's all bare, and I did order some lights, I think at the end of last year, and I just never got around to doing this project. But I want to move some of my larger plants that are either in the grow tent or in my plant room in this area so I can actually see them and enjoy them. But I just need to get some grow lights overhead. So I thought I might order this. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if the cord is going to be long enough that I can place one each. I might have to change it up or maybe buy another one. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, these are their new puck grow lights, and it actually comes with a timer as well, so you don't need to buy a timer on top of that, which is quite nice. So I ordered that one, and then I think I know what the other one is now. Let's see. So this is the little box that it comes in. And we got the same thing here, just a user guide. And this is, yes, this is their pot clip light. So essentially how this one works is you hook it to the back of the pot, and then the grow light is right up top here, points down towards the plant, and just kind of good in an area where it's a little bit awkward to put some grow lights, or it's maybe too tall for a shelf. For this one, I have a little area underneath my TV that is bare, and you can actually see the TV cord, which kind of bothers me. I kind of wanted to put like a plant on top of the shelf, but underneath the TV. I thought this pot clip light would be perfect for that area, so excited to try this one out and just kind of see how bright it is. And it also comes with a timer too, so that is handy. You don't need to buy your own. It's all good to go. So me doing up this room with some more plants and grow lights. That video is going to be coming out real soon, and I can't wait for that. So huge shout out to Sansi for allowing me to test out their products and giving me a code that I can pass on to you guys. That is one of the announcements that I wanted to make, that I am finally going to start my 2025 goal and doing some more plant decor things around the house. So connecting to that, I don't know if you guys remember, but last year I was talking about how I have this really tall blank wall that I want to install some floating shelves on, and I think that the space would just be transformed and so beautiful. However, I just kind of needed more time and a bit more cash flow to do so, since getting wood floating shelves and then hiring a person to do it, because I really don't trust myself to do it, is definitely a project to undertake. Leading into my next announcement, I have decided to do my first sponsorship on this channel. I did ask the company permission to share ahead of time, and they said yes. So far, the communication and the experience with this company has just been really amazing. I wanted to share this ahead of time before it happens, just because I know the last time I spoke about this type of content on this channel, I said that I was not interested in really doing any deals or sponsorships. And so I wanted to do a follow-up on my reasoning before you just see the content out there and maybe have some questions about it. Number one, really floored that the company even reached out to me and wanted to work with me. I initially said like, oh my God, I appreciate the opportunity so much, but I haven't used your product, so unfortunately I can't. And they're like, oh, no problem. Like, do you want to try it out? No strings attached. Just tell us your feedback and see if you would maybe change your mind. And so I was not expecting that response. They've just been amazing to work with at every step and answering all of my questions. And so I feel really good about this sponsorship and just the fact that I will be able to have a little bit more to go towards my channel and some of the projects that I want to do, aka the floating shelf wall. It seems like that is actually going to happen this year. I'm actually going to do this project. Honestly, I couldn't really have done this without you guys. All of the opportunities that I get and the products that I receive is because you guys choose to tune in and engage and subscribe, and I cannot thank you guys enough. I am still very choosy with what I receive and who I want to work with. I basically turn down the vast majority of offers that come my way. Now, I think those are all of the exciting announcements that I have. We are going to get into trellising the hoyas today. We have 4 hoyas that I want to trellis. So this is the first one. I just featured it in my favorites video for winter. This is the Hoya Sabah Dragonfly, or the EPC 960. One thing that I forgot to show you guys is the backs of the leaves. The backs of the leaves are actually very cool. Do you see how deep purple they are? It's quite fun. So in terms of trellises, I have a lot to choose from, all thanks to Bashma. All of these trellises I received from her. Again, if you're interested in any of the ones that I showed today, all of the links and a coupon code for 10% off will be in my description box. So with this Sabah Dragonfly, I was kind of going through all the options. I think I kind of like this trellis the best. It's going to be kind of hard to show you, but it's just basically a bunch of hearts. And I think it'll be real cute. And I think the pot is big enough, maybe, barely. Yeah, it's just barely big enough for this trellis to fit. So I think we're gonna go with the cute heart trellis. So let's go ahead and start with getting all of these clips off of the plant. And I want to ask you guys how your 2025 has been going so far. Has it been going as expected? Good, bad, somewhere in between? Because I can't speak for all of you, but so far 2025 has been a little bit of a kick in the teeth. One of the strands actually is like attached to the bottom. That's interesting. Okay. Well, that's fine. I was just really looking forward to just being stable and coasting by, and that has literally not happened. I think this has been, oh my lord. Okay, well, I broke. So what was I saying about 2025 being a kick in the teeth? I just broke this trellis. So don't apply that much force. Otherwise, you're gonna definitely have a clean break. This is still workable. I still want it to work out. You know what? How about we just, I'm just gonna take this part out. Still stable. I think we're just gonna go with it. That could not have been better timed, you guys. This is what I'm saying about my year just not really going how I pictured it to go. Oh my God. I think I'm just gonna also hide the fact. I'm gonna clip some pieces here so you can't really see that I broke it, or I don't know. Maybe at the end of this, you won't see that it's broken. So I have been reaching out to places to basically get some prices on a wedding. If you guys don't know, my partner proposed to me back in last year, Thanksgiving, and we just kind of had an idea in mind of just doing a very small wedding. I was shocked at the prices, just floored. In case you guys don't know, the average cost of a wedding in California for 2025 is $30,000. The first place that I reached out to that got back to me and gave me their prices, I just about fell out of my chair when I saw them. We had a budget in mind, and that budget basically covered the location fee for these places. And we're not like talking about super fancy places either. We started talking, and the decision that we have made is we're actually gonna elope. And once we made that decision, like Cody and I together, just a huge amount of relief just got displaced off my shoulders, and I didn't even realize how stressed out I was about planning it until I realized that I didn't have to plan a wedding. People that have had weddings and big weddings, like, I'm sure no regrets on your part. It's just we are not the types of people that want like a big party for us. At that point, it would have just been for other people, not because we wanted it. To spend that much on like a day is just not something that we really wanted to do. We're just gonna focus on having like a really nice honeymoon, and then maybe in 5-10 years when we renew our vows, then we can kind of have like a nice party. I never really dreamt about a wedding for me, and Cody obviously doesn't really care. Yeah, we decided to elope. I am actually so relieved and excited that we've chose that. I don't think when we're, you know, old and gray that we will have any regrets about that. All right, a little bit of a tumultuous start, but look at this. I think it's so cute and darling. And then as the strands grow, I'm just gonna kind of like start to loop it around the middle a little bit more. And for only having one stake in there for the trellis, it's like surprisingly stable. Don't try to force a trellis into a pot that's too small. So lesson learned from this one. Okay, moving on. We are going to do this one next. Basically, this is the state of the trellis job that I have on it. This is my Wilbur Graves Thailand. I'm just gonna undo this. I'm just gonna undo this. And yeah, you can hopefully see it's nice and silver. Let me just show you guys the new growth on it, since you guys suggested that I put some higher light on it to encourage some more splashing, and hopefully y'all can see that it is more silver now. So that's nice. And on top of that, it started to grow from this cluster of leaves. There's a new growth point here. So that's all good. All of the roots still look really, really good. What do we want to trellis this on? I think we're gonna do something a little taller, maybe. I kind of like this one actually. So this one is just like a big leaf. Hopefully the size to the pot is gonna be fine. Let me just take this U-hoop out of here. Other things I've been doing in 2025 is I actually reconnected with my therapist. I hadn't talked to my therapist because of a health insurance change. She just ended up not taking my coverage. It ended up working out perfectly that I was able to reach out to her, and now she does take my new insurance. I had met her in San Diego and we kind of started there in 2023. And then when I moved up to where I am now, we just did kind of like a telehealth thing. If you guys have never tried therapy, I think this is like one of the subjects where it's becoming a little bit more mainstream and not so much, oh, what's wrong with you? Why do you need therapy? It's just good to have somebody to talk to that is an independent party that doesn't really know you and who is a professional. There's so many people that offer talk therapy. The person that I go to, she is a doctor of psychology, but you can talk to counselors, and it is covered by insurance. It's not like you have to pay out of pocket anymore if you don't want to. It was so hard to find somebody right after COVID because I think a lot of people had that same idea, but I think now there's a lot more options out there. For me, I use it kind of more in times where if I need it, and then if I don't need it, then I just like cut down the amount of times that I see her. That has been going well this year, at least. I know you guys have been seeing Luca a lot in my videos, and thank you all for saying how cute he is, because he is very, very, very darling. That's how he gets away with so many things. He's definitely going through his terrible teens. Do you hear, do you guys hear that? He's dreaming. I really hope you guys can hear that. He makes the cutest sounds when he's dreaming, and sometimes he'll like, have his paws going like he's running in his dream, but he's taking a nap over here on the couch. So speaking of cutie boy, he's going through his terrible teen. So he's 1 year old. He'll be 2 in November this year, and just it's like we never had him obedience trained, to be honest. His recall leaves something to be desired, especially around other dogs. That's been the hardest for us. There have been situations where if his recall was much better, we would have avoided some potentially dangerous things too. And so we're actually taking him back to the trainer to kind of see if she can help us out a little bit more on recall. There's nothing quite as embarrassing as trying to call your dog over and then your dog is just not paying attention to you whatsoever. And it's unfortunate because he's a large dog. People assume that he's much older than he is. We've also made such a big breakthrough with his fear of water. When we got him, he was terrified of water, and we're pretty sure it's because the people that had him before us would hose him as a punishment in the backyard as a puppy. Whenever we brought out the hose in the backyard, he just would flip out and like hide. That, as you can imagine, has been challenging in terms of grooming, but we had such a miraculous breakthrough. We had this pond that formed behind our home, and he would be scared to actually go in the pond. And one night he kind of accidentally crossed the pond, like a tiny little corner of it, and then he kind of realized that, oh, nothing happened. And so he just started zooming, like he got the zoomies, and he was like going back and forth across it. And it was one of those moments where he was experiencing something new for the first time that he didn't know was possible. And when I tell you I cried happy tears that night, that moment of just pure happiness for him and just seeing how happy and excited he was in water finally, I cried. I'm pretty sure even Cody was tearing up. I'll insert some clips of him, not that particular night because we didn't record it, but just other times of him going across the pond. It's just so precious and special, and we do have to keep an eye out though, because sometimes he'll try to drink the water and that's not good. I'm just happy that he's happy, and it's just, yeah, it was such a special moment. So this one is all done. It actually looks quite good. I don't know if it's the trellises or if it's me right now, but I don't think this is that bad. Usually when I trellis Hoyas on this channel, I always apologize on how bad my trellis job is. But I'm actually, so far the first two, I'm like fairly pleased with them. I really am. Okay, that is cute. Let's go on to the next one that I want to trellis. I'm actually having a genuinely good time with this. Okay, this is my Hoya elliptica Splash. When you saw it last, it was much smaller than this. It's actually grown quite a lot. It has some new leaves here. They've got some baby leaves growing. It's not outgrown its trellis. I just want to get it on to a little bit of a cuter trellis. I might do this tall heart one. So this heart one is just like the rounder one, except it's taller. So I think I'm gonna put it on here. I think that'll look real cute. Oh, another thing is I noticed that there's so many peduncles on this plant now, and I haven't had it for that long either. Definitely less than a year. Let me get up close and show you. This peduncle here is actually starting to bud up a little bit, which is quite shocking. So if this Hoya blooms for me this year, I am gonna be so above the moon. These have like tooth-shaped blooms. I know some people hate the blooms on this plant, but I think it's so cool. Maybe we'll have a bloom this year. Other plans for this year, we're actually taking a little mini trip. Cody, he's a teacher, by the way. He goes on spring break pretty soon, and I took the majority of that week off of my job. And we are actually gonna go up to Bass Lake in California. It's just a big lake. It's by the national park up there. We are gonna take Lucas. We're gonna go hiking. We're going to rent a boat, the type of boat that allows dogs on it, and we'll see if we can get him to swim for the first time. We're gonna buy him a life jacket just in case. We're gonna spend all day on the lake and just see how he does. We're really excited. We got a really nice Airbnb in the area that also allows dogs, and it has like an acre of land that he gets to explore. I'm just so stoked to have some time off, and it'll be our first vacation as a whole family, and I'm so excited about that. So I think April's gonna hopefully turn around 2025 for me. My birthday's in April, and I am gonna buy a couple plants. My only plant haul might be around my birthday this year. Excited for that. I don't know, I think I just have some good content coming up in April and some plans in April. If you guys have any trips planned this year, please make me jealous and share them, because I love hearing about when people get to travel places. Always a good time to take some time for yourself. I think that's what Americans desperately need to do more on, is just take time off, because a lot of people hold off on travel until they're retired, but you never know what your health is going to look like when you're retirement age, or if you're even going to be able to travel at that age. Just do it while you can, you know? Here is what it looks like. I actually have no idea if the second camera caught this at all, since I was so busy just talking. I think I'm also quite happy with this job as well. It looks real cute. Okay, we're 3 for 3 so far. I'm happy with 3 out of the 3. So this is the next one. This is the Publicalyx Pink Silver Ghost. This one kind of was stagnant, dormant for a while, not really doing much. And I kind of just want to re-trellis it. It's got this weird tendril growing that actually grew a leaf, and I sadly snapped it off. Gonna take off the old trellis. This old trellis was actually really cute too. I want to use it for another plant. This is the ladder trellis, and it's like a tiny one. She also made this one. I think I want to do a heart-shaped one. The heart-shaped one I think will look real cute. All right, let's just take it out of its little cover pot. I really need to buy cuter pots. Where do you guys go to buy cute pots? I think I'm gonna have to go to like Marshall's, TJ Maxx. I know around the spring they have a bunch of new pots that come in to their stores. Putting a trellis in pot is a really unpleasant experience. I also haven't been trellising these guys counterclockwise. I've just been kind of doing whatever. What else has been going on this year? Oh, the Oscars happened not too long ago, and I actually watched a few of the movies that were in the Oscars, and I got questions. So I watched Anora with Cody, and if you don't know, Anora is the movie that won the Best Picture and Best Actress, I believe. I am more inclined to give it props for the acting, not so much the movie itself, which is interesting because I thought I would love the movie. I didn't love the movie. I just thought that the movie was a little bit longer than it needed to be, and some of the writing I just wasn't a fan of the writing. I think like the writing could be done better. There was just like a lot of time spent on things that just didn't really add that much to the plot. I don't know. It was not a hit for me or Cody. We both were just kind of like, all right, that's interesting. And it made me question, like, surely there were better movies, right, that came out. I guess there's a thing called an Oscar budget for a movie, which is basically independent of the actual movie budget. This is probably going to be off a little bit, but they spent 5 mil on the movie, something around that, and then their Oscar budget was like triple how much it cost for the movie to be made. So that just helps to get the movie into the right hands and to peddle the movie more to get an Oscar, which I didn't know was a thing. And then now that I know that, it kind of makes more sense that they spent so much more on trying to get this movie to the Oscars, and they succeeded because they won rather than the movie itself. And now it just makes me think about the movies that end up going to the Oscars. Is it actually because they're good movies or because they just have really large pockets? I don't know, but we watched Anora. We also watched The Substance, which you guys said was not gross, and yes and no. We actually enjoyed The Substance probably the most out of all of the Oscar movies we watched. It did lose me a little bit at the end. I wasn't really like a fan of how, not gory, but it just really went off the rails at the end. It was very, very unhinged. We thought the acting was great. And then the last one we saw was The Brutalist, which we actually never finished, so I can't tell you if it's a good movie or not. It was just incredibly long. We're like 2/3 of the way through it, but we had to take 2 breaks watching it. That was how long it was. Before I finish my thoughts on that movie, let me just focus on what is happening here. It's not the best. I think this is probably my least favorite trellis job. It does the job. It gets the job done. I made sure to go counterclockwise. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the other camera, and then I'll take you guys a bit closer, and then we'll move on to the prop box. Okay, so I'm behind all of the trellis hoyas and stuff. Let's just move this aside for now and showcase all these beauties we just trellised. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think they look really good. Before we move on to the prop box, the one thing that I remember about the Brutalist is I know it got in trouble because it used AI. They used AI to enhance Adrian Brody's Hungarian accent, like when he would speak Hungarian. I think it was Hungary that they were from. See, this is how much I retained from that entire movie. It just kind of got worse because he won Best Actor. Because I know speaking another language is definitely part of the actor role, so the fact that he maybe had help from AI maybe doesn't sit right with me, but again, I don't know. Very interesting Oscars this year. Anyway, let's move on to the prop box. So this is what it looks like. I actually talked with Bashma after I posted me making this, and she actually said that I had the door upside down. Well, it could be either way, but there is an easier way to install the door, which is not the way that I did. And if you watched that video, then you would have known I'm not a builder by any means. I had it basically going where it opened this way instead of this way. So it just, again, makes way more sense for it to open this way, because then you can actually see the plants and get them out a lot easier. Whoops on that. It's been keeping the humidity really, really well in here. I'm gonna probably just pull out the ones that have some new growth and some new updates. This is the cute little Matilde. So this is the second growth point, and it's variegated too, which we love to see that. Have some new baby leaves here. Yeah, now it's got 2 growth points, and it's just winding its way around this cute little circle trellis. Unfortunately, my Madeira green edge, it did grow another leaf, but it is another low variegated leaf. I had a feeling it was gonna be, because you can kind of tell if the stem has any pink in it, and the stem was basically mostly green. It did grow growth points, that was hard to say, that had more pink in it, but for some reason they just didn't grow any leaves. This is the struggle with variegated plants. Sometimes the variegation doesn't come through. One thing that I want to share though is my CV Blessing finally gave me not 1 but 2 leaves. 1 leaf has low splash, but I'm excited to report that the second leaf has high splash. So this is the original prop leaf. This is the splashy leaf. Hopefully you can see the splash on it, and then the one underneath that has very, very little splash, but it's this one that is gonna be beautiful, just like this leaf. This is my Nabawensis variegated. It gave me a couple leaves. It's been growing very compact and bushy as opposed to long. It hasn't really been trailing yet. Okay, let's just show one more. This is my Serpent Silver. And now I'm totally convinced that the Serpens does like higher humidity because it finally started growing after stagnating for a long time. It has 2 peduncles now. I don't know if it'll actually do anything, but it's got new baby leaves. So those are the cute little baby leaves. This is one of the peduncles, and then it grew a new peduncle on that end. Everything's been doing well in here. I had a couple people contact me saying that they bought this prop box or another thing that I talked about, and I'm just so excited that you guys enjoy the stuff that I enjoy and that I can just like make this hobby more fun and easy for you, because that's the point of it, right? It's to enjoy this hobby. I think sometimes we get bogged down with so much stuff, plant chores, plant buying, you know, always chasing the newest and hottest plants, that we kind of forget to just really take time and enjoy it. That finishes out the video. I hope you guys had a good time going over some hoyas with me and trellising and whatnot, and hopefully excited like I am on all of the stuff that's to come in April and for this channel in the future. I love you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.